Okay, before you watch this video, you should probably know that I've got several videos on my channel about my heart surgery and the different problems with my heart. And you can watch those videos, they'll be linked in the description, but you absolutely need to watch the one called My Open Heart Surgery Experience because I made this with that one in mind, so go check that one out. Okay, so we just got back from the doctor, final checkup, and we got a good report, but Mom couldn't come because she had to work and everything. That's completely understandable, but I love my mom so much, I just have to mess with her sometimes, so I'm gonna play a little prank on her. Hey, Mom.
Hey Dan, how are you?
I'm doing good, how are you?
I'm good. What'd you find out?
Well, a little bit of bad news.
Okay, what's that?
So Wednesday I probably didn't do too good on my theory quiz, but on the bright side we got a really good report at the doctor, so that's...
Don't scare me like that.
I am truly amazed at the response I've gotten from my open heart surgery experience video. It blows my mind. It's been seen by 4,000 people at this point, and I've gotten so many positive responses about how it's helped them prepare for other surgeries that they've had to make. And with that in mind, I wanted to make a video all about the recovery process and try to help more people. So in order to do that, I went on my Facebook and asked my family and friends questions that they might have about the recovery, and they gave me some, and I want to go over them. But before that, I wanted to talk about my timeline immediately after surgery. In July, I had my surgery, and 5 days later, I was taken home from the hospital, which is a really, a fast time if you think about it. Immediately when I got home, I spent most of my time in the living room because I couldn't lay in bed because it hurt to lay down. After a few days, I could sit up in my own bed and fall asleep. And then after a week or two, I was able to lay down in bed, and it wasn't the most comfortable thing, but it was a lot more comfortable than sitting while sleeping. It was actually several months until I couldn't help but think about my heart every single day because my heartbeat just changed because of the surgery. So of course, it's different inside of me, so I'm thinking about it all the time. And the first time that I actually thought, wow, this is surprising, I'm not thinking about my heart surgery, is actually when I sneezed once and my parents were like, that didn't hurt, because sneezing used to be the most painful thing, and I just sneezed like it was nothing, and I was like, wow, I'm actually getting better. I was able to start back marching band 3 months after surgery, which is actually pretty impressive if you think about it, because I was able to lift up a tuba, which is, 30 pounds or however much, and march down a field, go to all the games, walk up steps, and didn't really have too many complications. There was one time, the Auburn game, that I forgot to take my beta blockers, and we had to go up all the steps in the stadium, and that was a rough game because we lost and my heart was beaten enough already, and I didn't take my beta blockers, so it was a rough game, and I had to sit out most of the third and fourth quarter, but it was fine. And as far as everything else is concerned, right now I'm officially 6-month post-op as of yesterday, and I feel fantastic. I'm normal in my sense of the term. Like, I still have heart problems, but I feel exactly the same as I did before, and I have a cool scar and a story to tell. So now onto the questions that I was asked on Facebook. The first one was, what was it like growing up with heart surgery and how did I cope? And the genuine answer to this was that I really didn't think about it. I didn't understand the magnitude of the problem, honestly. I didn't understand what heart surgery meant, and now that I do, it's a little more scary going to the heart doctor because I know every single time I go that I could get bad news, and I know what that news means now. The next question is there any differences after surgery? Do I feel stronger? Do I feel weaker? And the answer to that is I feel literally the exact same. It would be awesome to say, oh, I'm stronger now, I can run faster, but unfortunately, I've always thought that I was a healthy guy, and I'm just exactly the same as I was before, which is great. And my exactly the same is being active, lifting a tuba all day long, so it's perfectly fine. Immediately after the surgery, I was taking medicine to dry out my body and get rid of excess fluids, and that actually gave me a migraine for like 2 weeks post-surgery every single day, and that was insanely rough. I hated that. Migraines are the worst, and it was just something I was working through, but there was always that fear that, like, what if this is my life now? What if something's broke with my heart, so I just have migraines every day? But luckily, that wasn't the case, and I got over it. And another thing about the surgery that I didn't really want to tell people when I made the other video, and I haven't really told many people, is that after surgery, I woke up with this giant lump on my head. It was a huge knot, and after I was home and able to shower and everything, one day I just lost a patch of my hair, and I had this bald spot in the back of my head for like the longest time, several months, and I was genuinely terrified that it was never going to grow back. But luckily, I'm not bald there anymore. But that was one of the worst parts about the surgery, like recovering, is just I was feeling fine. I just had this giant bald spot in the back of my head. Not too many people noticed. And the next question, what are the breathing exercises like during and throughout the process and now? And I truly can say that right now, my breathing is perfectly fine. The worst part was that they broke my sternum and I guess some of my ribs. So every time I breathed, the lungs kind of expanded on those. So while the ribs and sternum were still healing, it really hurt to breathe big. So, you saw that clip in the last video about the breathing thing that they had me practice on, and I could only get a little bit.
It's a little tight right now in my chest when I do it, but one of these days I'll be back at it.
But I'm very confident that I'm able to do 3 times that much now just because I spend all day trying to deep breathe with tuba. But actually, when I first started back playing tuba, there's exercises we do called breathing gym, which is really just to maximize my breathing. And I couldn't do that for several weeks or months because it caused tension, and that's like the enemy of playing tuba or any instrument. The tension was really bad, and it meant that I was in pain, so I just had to not do that for a while, but it was fine, and now I can do them just freely, and it's great. Okay, and my last question is, was it scary to pick up the tuba for the first time? And the answer to that is kind of difficult because it wasn't really scary. I was very excited to be picking it up for the first time, but then again, it's just scary to do anything new after the surgery because that mindset is that you never want to have to do that again. So if you're doing something that's gonna make you have to have surgery again, like, and hurt your heart, then that's gonna be scary. But you gotta push yourself because you're not gonna get better if you don't push yourself. You just can't push yourself past a point. All of this being said, I am 100% back to normal and I feel awesome. This surgery really helped me realize the people that I'm surrounded with in my life are very positive and loving people, and I truly care for them a lot. For those people who are about to have open heart surgery, my advice would be to just not think about it as much as you can. And I know that's a hard thing to say, but truly that's how I got through it. I wouldn't think about it. And a lot of people are different, and I know that's what worked for me, so it might not work for you, but just don't think about it. I know it's weird. That's gonna wrap up this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If there's anybody out there with heart problems that I can help in any way, get in contact with me, send an email, comment down below. I'm very much willing to help. I want you to go make life musical. I'll see you in the next video. If you liked this video, then you might like these other music-related videos. Every single week, I try to upload a new video and grow as a musician. Be sure to subscribe and make life musical.